Next growth story for PNG cannot rely on extractives alone. The real opportunity for PNG is to use PNG's natural capital, its land, its forests, its oceans, its reefs, its fisheries and biodiversity, and to build a diversified green and blue economy which experts estimate would be 13 times the size of PNG's current economy. But the GDP would go up by a factor of 13 with sustainable exploitation, I won't say that, sustainable leveraging of the extraordinary resources of this country, its coral reefs, its oceans, its forests. And the bridge between that natural capital and inclusive growth, SMEs are that bridge. Because SMEs are the ones made up of farmers and fisher folk and women entrepreneurs and coastal communities and local value chains. All of that is done by SMEs, because in this next economy of PNG, the jobs are going to come to where the people are, and 80% of the people are across the country and coasts and in forests and making their living from sustainable leveraging of PNG's natural resources. But the potential is for that economic activity to go up by a factor of 13, and that's what I want to talk about. And experts are saying that the resource sector is already operating at pretty much full capacity, but the green and blue economies are emerging, and that's what the experts tell us, are emerging. This comes from the ANZ Pacific economist. The green and blue economy is emerging as the critical driver of PNG's growth, and we saw coffee receipts doubling last year, and the high commodity prices are giving a boost, but we need to build on that boost because it needs to be built into a system and a platform, right? And not just a flash in the pan that goes away when the commodity prices go down. And that's what I want to talk about today. And I want to talk first about what we in UNDP and UNCDF, and those are the two UN agencies that I head. So what is UNDP and UNCDF doing about it? How are we working with SMEs? How are we enabling SMEs to be that bridge? But then I want to talk about what everyone else needs to do about it. And taking advantage of the Prime Minister's presence, I want to talk about what the government needs to do about it. And there I'm really going to be basing on the great recommendations in the government's own Reset at 50 plan. And I want to salute the Prime Minister for the excellent pathway forward which he announced on the 50th anniversary of independence, Reset at 50, and Charles Abel, the head of the delivery unit, who was really the great brain behind that plan. And I want to associate myself with the vision that that plan goes forward. And what I want to talk about today is, what do we need to do? What does government need to do? What does the private sector need to do? What do development partners need to do to make the right directions in that plan happen? That's what I want to talk about. First of all, because you have to put your money where your mouth is, what's UNDP and what's UNCDF doing? And this is a great forum to talk about that. Because actually we've seen it this week. The businesses that we're working with, the SMEs that we're working with, are including, they're all over the country, but they're also in Milne Bay. And I'm proud that some of the businesses that we've been working with are here this week, and you're buying their products, and you can see the great new industries which they're creating. So we're already supporting this transition that I'm talking about. And this transition is setting up an ecosystem, and that ecosystem is building up the supply of businesses, which are investable, and it's building up the supply of finance. And UNDP is working on the pipeline and working with the businesses. And so for example, our project in Milne Bay and West New Britain, Gupla Solwara, Gupla Business, that project is helping entrepreneurs get technical support to develop commercially viable businesses that protect marine ecosystems, and you've been seeing them this week and you've been buying from them, and you can see the wonderful stuff they're doing. So that's what UNDP does, is on the incubation of the businesses. and making them ready to access finance. And then UNCDF is addressing the financing gap. It's financial literacy, investment readiness, access to finance, but also guarantees and de-risking investments. And we work with, and we're proud to work with Mama Bank. And in this program with Mama Bank, we've partnered with them to establish $1 million blended finance guarantee facility. And that $1 million will unlock $3.5 million in loans to businesses, because what it does, it de-risks. Right, thank you, please. It deserves a round of applause, because that $1 million of guarantees de-risks, brings down the cost of borrowing. It makes it possible for SMEs that are ready to access commercial capital to borrow from Mama Bank. And we're developing together financial products for reef-positive, women-led enterprises, because this is also driving gender equality and the power of women to lead businesses. And I want to salute the women-headed businesses, and again, they are here this week and you've seen them. A lot of this revolution is being led by women, and I want to salute the work of women-led businesses too. So that's what we're doing now. What's next? The next step is we've got to go from a project to a system. So we've got with the help of the Global Environment Facility, Jeff 8, we have a project now working in Bougainville, working in Bootless Bay, working in New Ireland, on natural capital accounting and the blue economy. Blue economy, it's what we're talking about. It's helping these SMEs leverage sustainable fisheries, sustainable aquaculture in coastal areas to be able to make new businesses. But we also have to get this properly accounted for in local economic planning. Natural capital accounting is making sure that we put the right value on nature, that we make nature's value visible. Because if we treat reefs and forests and fisheries and biodiversity as invisible assets, they will be undervalued and depleted. And we see this all the time down in Tuna Bay. They concrete it over, right? And so the tuna can no longer come to spawn there. So, you know, when things like that happen, when the wrong economic decisions are taken, the result is that we harm our own resources, our own economies. We're actually harming the tuna fisheries in that area because an economic decision was taken without proper economic information on the value of those ocean and terrestrial resources that PNG has it in measure almost as more blessed than any other country. And the economic planning system has got to accurately measure the value of these incredible ocean and terrestrial assets, and that's what the natural capital accounting does. So that system, we're working with the provincial authorities in Bougainville, in New Ireland, here in NCD, and in Central and Bootless Bay, to introduce natural capital accounting so that we've got proper local economic planning and the right incentives that will also help private finance, public investment, and conservation. And then the step after that, we've just launched a new project together with the EU called Blue Circle. And Blue Circle is taking this work that you see here onto the next level. And Blue Circle is going to create a structured platform for pipeline development, investment readiness, capital mobilization, and impact measurement for SMEs across the country. So it's going to take all of this work to the next level. I'm excited about this, but this platform can't work on its own. It's got to bring the whole ecosystem. Government has got to be part of it, private sector's got to be part of it, development partners got to be part of it. And here, Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, taking advantage of your presence, I want to talk first of all about what government needs to do. And here, I'm going to say thank you to Charles Abel and the Reset at 50 team, because you've put these policy directions in Reset. You've said incentivize private sector-led production of cash crops and minimize regulatory controls, expand extension services, deepen rural financial inclusion, expand downstream processing capacity. Critical. We've got to go up the value chain. Fantastic products that are being exported in raw forms, so much value that we could be capturing here in Papua New Guinea rather than having all that valuable processing going across in other countries. Build that downstream processing capacity here and really create those jobs and really build that economy that can really skyrocket. So what do we need from the government? We need a more deliberate policy package for downstream processing and SME growth. That's one of the things we need. Targeted tax incentives for firms investing in local processing, cold storage, certification, packaging and value addition, duty exemptions or reduced tariffs for productive equipment, faster business regulation and licensing, clearer land and lease arrangements for agribusiness and aquaculture, stronger enforcement of quality, food safety and export standards. That's the package that SMEs need to build that growth. And we want and need a vision for the blue economy, and government must lead and hold that vision. Everyone needs to be part of it, but government must lead it. And that blue economy vision, which is aligned with MTDPs and sector plans and financing frameworks, implement the national oceans policy and update it with measurable targets for marine protection, tuna value capture, blue carbon, reform fisheries licensing and incentive regimes, incentivize onshore processing and sustainable practices, and integrate blue nature capital and blue carbon into fiscal and planning systems, finalize frameworks for blue-green finance, taxonomy, blue-green and blue bonds and guarantees to make sure that finance is steered towards sustainable ocean industries and not extractive low-value uses. That sounds like a lot, but the capacity of this government is here and able to do those things. I'm quite confident that we could see a great blue economy policy and a good package of incentives for SMEs, and we are ready and willing to work with the government to discuss how to achieve that. So that's the government's role, and then all of us will need to align behind it. Private sector, domestic SMEs and foreign investors need to lead on commercial aggregation, processing and logistics, investing in pack houses, cold chains, processing plants and digital platforms that link farmers and fishers to buyers, enter into fair schemes with landowners and coastal communities, develop bankable value chain projects together, supported by blended finance and targeted skills development, so that a greater share of value addition, packaging, processing and branding is done inside PNG, where it's going to create more and better rural jobs and higher incomes. That's the vision. That's the role of the private sector. The development partners have a big role to do this too. And essentially what I want to see, and it's already happening, right? I'm happy to say that because there are very important development partner programs, ADB's Fresh Food Marketing Systems project, World Bank's Agri-Connect that's just coming on stream, the Australia PNG Economic Partnership. We all need to work together as part of an ecosystem, aligned to the government's vision, working with the private sector to make this a reality. It's already starting to happen. I can see that, World Bank, ADB, and development Australian development partners such as we're working closer than ever together. So I'm excited. We are on the verge, on the birth of this transaction, and we will help SMEs be the bridge from the extraordinary natural capital of this country to a very, very bright and powerful future. Ladies and gentlemen, let's build it together.